Hello, my name is Felipe Lopez Mantilla. I'm from Bogota, Colombia, and this is my game design document about a game called AfroSkull. It is a dancing game that involves zombie-like characters that came back to life with the only reason being dancing in the case of the protagonist. The story follows that after a nuclear bomb that filled with radioactive activity the whole face of the earth, some dead people came back to life to dance. The story follows the struggles and dreams of three musicians that came back to life and tried to regain their once bright fame and happiness. Those are AfroSkull, Rhythm Corps, and Dancing Pus. They are the main characters on this mix of emotions and songs. The ambient and context, the story takes place in an alternate universe which shows a mixture between the 60s and the 80s epochs. AfroSkull is a living skeleton, large and skinny, once the most famous dancer in the world. Now it's trying to regain its fame back. We have Rhythm Corpse, which is the corpse of a girl that was found dead without her head. She loves to dance and now she can. Dancing Pose, which is just a dancing pose, as we can see here. The type of gameplay, it is a 2D pixel art style of game, which will show the richness of the style in dancing type games. In consoles, the game can be played with either a controller or a motion sensor camera, as well as in PCs, but macOS is limited to the use of either a controller or a keyboard. Influences, a minigame in Rhyme and Rabbit Rabbits, which you had to play and move your Wii remotes with the music, and Just Dance games because of the motion sensor cameras that are incorporated in them. And the artistic style, it is a 2D pixel art game with a dark theme focus, and also a funny one with some hyperrealism that makes characters fun, such as the paws going out of the poop-shaped body of Dancing Paws, and so on. Here we have the levels, destroyed places such as theaters, dancing floors, etc. For example, we have here a destroyed theater I've made myself, and the game mechanics, it is a game designed to work with either consoles, PC, with Windows or Mac OS, and all this was made with Marmoset hexels too. And following, we have here a flowchart that explains the menu, which can let us go to exit the game, save cinematics, single player mode, load, and options that will then lead to sound, turn effects on or off, use your music, or turn on or off your music. You also have a multiplayer mode, which will let you go to a character selection, where you can choose to play with either AfroSkull, Rhythm Corps, and Dancing Pose, on a random match, play with friends online, and a LAN game which needs no internet connection. And in the single player mode, you first start with choosing your own character, then you go to a cinematic explaining the radiation and how it all started, and then we go to a required mission story that goes about teaching you the mechanics of the game. Then you go to a character selection where you can choose to play with either of the previously mentioned characters, and then you can go to optional missions to get more experience, but not like experience points, more like experience itself. You continue with the cinematics and required missions, and here you have to choose. Here it happens a breakdown between the dancers, where you have to go and choose between one of the three of the dancers. They all have the same structure. Let's follow AfroSkull one. You have 3 required missions with him, and in a blank space you can go to an optional mission that then will lead to another optional mission that then will lead to another optional mission that will lead to a hidden mission, and then will lead to the blank space at the required mission again. And we follow to a cinematics where they found themselves together again, and a gameplay of the three of them getting back together. Then we go back to a cinematics. We go back to a character selection. In these cinematics, they are shown together again. And then we go to another required mission, another cinematics of them being happy together. Then a required mission, the same as before with the hidden mission, but this time it hides a cinematic that you can then load on the cinematic option. And continuing, after you've seen and saved the cinematic, you go back to another required mission, then to a last cinematic before the end of the game, and then to a final mission where if you win, you go and see the cinematic of the character you've previously chosen. Then it's the end, the credits, and a hidden mission, which will show us more like a mini game or between the credits for you to play. Thank you very much. This was AfroSkull, my game design document. Thank you.